Welcome back, Flare community. Happy Monday. Long time no see. Well, maybe not so much. We haven't been online since Thursday, but we're going to talk about that a little bit more in a second. It's great to see how many people are in the chat already. We've got Chaotum in the house. We've got Moonman. We've got Payme in XRP. We've got Lucy, Crypto Granny, my man Human589, E4 Rocking, Death Ranger, of course. We've got Michael, Doc Bob D, Brian, Tasmanian. Who else do we have here? Raphael, Lazy Labrat. Hope you guys are all doing well. And yes, so I guess we're just going to jump straight in. And here we go. So yes, on Thursday, it was a very sad day for me. Unfortunately, I was basically taken down through YouTube, from YouTube. It was a bit of a shock for me, if I'm honest. And I put out this tweet in a hope of expediting the process. And it absolutely got incredible traction. I mean, you can see here these numbers, thousands of retweets, thousands of likes, and that's all you guys. And I really do appreciate it. I mean, if we look at maybe the analytics here. So I don't know, let's just check last month. So my usual top tweet, let's say for June, 100 or so retweets and 500 likes. Nothing to shy away from, don't get me wrong, but this was just absolutely incredible here. And I think it's for this reason that we did have the great news earlier today, about 12 hours ago, basically saying that the channel has been reinstated. So we're back. We did have a little bit of a scare, but don't worry. Things may move a little bit differently in regards to YouTube and how things function. I do need to revise some of the ideas that I have moving forward. But rest assured, I'm not going anywhere. And even if I was banned from YouTube, we would have started the channel again or found an alternative platform. So, whatever happens now until the future, just know that I'm not going anywhere. So we normally start here with the Flare Metrics website, a great website. That's flaremetrics.io. And we're going to have a quick peek at the best performing signal providers of the epoch so far. And I know that there's been many new ones that have been added, which is always good too. Topping the chart this week is Evolve FTSO. They've been in first for quite some time now, and I think it's something to do with their very cheap fees. And you can actually see that their vote power is sitting somewhere close to the maximum cap of 9.2. So just bear that in mind. This is the figure that you want to look at if you are planning to delegate them, because anything over 10% is where the cap is and you won't get the additional rewards. And that doesn't mean that, if you're the person that delegates after 10%, it doesn't mean that you're going to get the rewards. It just means that the rewards for everyone is capped at 10%. So, if there was 20% vote power, half of the rewards wouldn't be distributed to the delegators. So just bear that in mind. Hey, we've got Lucy B coming in with the $4.99 donation. Thank you very much, Lucy. I really do appreciate your support, and it's great seeing you so active in the Discord these days. Second on the list, we have Flare the Inst. Third, we have Alpha Oracle. Fourth, we have AFTSO. Fifth, we have FTSO IT. So looking pretty good there. And in fact, you can see some of these red warning signs here, which notes that they are changing their percentage. So it looks like this one may be out of date a little bit. They've changed to Use Your Spark have dropped to 15%. As have Flare Oracle. And who do we have here? Nerd Herd AI are also dropping to 15%. So that's always something to consider. And just before we move on from signal providers, you do have accuracy, which is obviously important. This determines your reward rate for getting paid in Songbird. But there are many other FTSOs, or signal providers, should I say, that are providing additional incentives too. So these rewards aren't the be-all and end-all. It's definitely worth checking out some of the alternatives, because I personally think that this is how the space is going to become really competitive in the future, via these additional rewards. Flare launch details. So this is something that I did want to bring up really quick. I'm sure many of you have already seen this document, but if you haven't, I'd highly recommend watching it. It goes over the Flare network launch and all of the nuances associated with that. So I am going to paste that quickly in the chat. I often answer questions about this regarding the launch, but basically all the details are in that document. But here's a quick summary for those who maybe don't have the time to read it. So the final audit for the token distribution smart contract code is taking place, and that's happening right now. Once the audit is successfully completed around the 11th of July, and please just take note of that word there, around the 11th of July, where are we? Here we go. Around means that it's not on the 11th of July. That's two different words. On and around are different. So it looks like we're close, but the Genesis event will occur sometime around now. And what does the Genesis event mean? It means that the very first Genesis block is created, the very first block. So definitely stay tuned for that. It's going to be a huge day. Maybe not for the users like ourselves, because there's not going to be any applications that have launched, and there's also not going to be any of the Spark token that's been distributed. So once the Genesis block has been created and the Flare network have essentially launched, they're going to enter what is called observation mode. And, you know, this is a great video, and they've obviously linked it down here for a reason, where Hugo actually talks about the observation mode, and it's a period that lasts at least 8 weeks. So pay attention to the verbiage here. At least 8 weeks does not mean 8 weeks. It means at least 8 weeks. 8 weeks or more to conduct final tests and to provide time for the network to become sufficiently decentralized. And this is the main thing for me, becoming sufficiently decentralized. Now, when the Genesis block occurs, the Flare team will be running all of the validator nodes. So that means that the network is not decentralized. And this observation mode is a period of time in which more nodes can join the network, and then it will become more decentralized. Once the Flare Foundation have less than 33% of the validation power, meaning 33% of the nodes or less, then they will be looking at exiting observation mode. That's pretty much the gist of it. And once the observation mode has ended, the initial token distribution of the 15%, which we all know, will take place. So that's a basic wrap up there. And yeah, as I said before, if you do want more details, be sure to check out that link. In fact, this is the document here, and it goes over it in much detail than what I just covered there. So be sure to check that out. Referring back to this interview, definitely worth checking out. This is the Bearable Bull, and he had a great interview with Hugo, and it was actually quite a long one, but lots of juicy bits in there. So be sure to check that out. I'm going to be actually breaking some of this down because Hugo did mention some very interesting things. One of them being cloud funding. So that's an interesting concept, and we're going to go over that at a future date. Obviously, this week I've been a little bit preoccupied. This was big news, actually, which I really want to cover. Flare has made a proposal about adding a new transaction type to the EVM, or Ethereum Virtual Machine, to achieve a hybrid post-quantum digital signature. So just briefly, what I think this entails is I only had a quick opportunity to glance over this, but I think it's to do with being quantum resistant in the idea of having two separate signatures which are encrypted individually and then basically just merged together. So it would be much harder to crack this with a quantum computer. So I'm going to take a little bit more detail to looking into this and fully understand it before making a video, so stay tuned for that too. Big news this week coming from NFTSO with the integration of the Generator tool, and I know a lot of people have been minting some of these, including myself, And it's a really great way to, I guess, basically put the power back in the user's hands. And that's basically giving you the opportunity to shuffle these NFTs before you actually mint it. I did actually create a video on this. I'm not sure it's linked there, but it was one of my last videos before the account got banned. So very helpful for those who are in the anonymous astronaut space and wanting to get a bit of a walkthrough of how you actually do it. Here's a little rumor that we're going to resolve now. Trustline are not going anywhere. Trustline is still working towards a vision of decentralized banking and finance that enhances trust, transparency, and interoperability on the Internet of Value. So, Internet of Value, we all know that that's basically a head nod to XRP, and they're trying to, I imagine they're still trying to do this via Flare, where it's Flare smart contracts that create these decentralized stablecoins. So stay tuned for that. I'm also going to read this again. Like I said before, I didn't really get a chance to go through much of the news today, just sort of looking at the highlights. My good friend Moradsky, he's created a Discord bot, and I'm yet to actually incorporate this into the Flare community Discord, but I will be doing that very soon. And it's basically a way for people to keep track of various collections, NFTs, on the Discord. So, you know, you can assign various collections, whether that's S-Toads or whether it's, you know, the Fat Cats project or something completely different. You can actually see and get a notification when an NFT has been sold. And it's a really great way to keep track of the price. And, you know, I must give another special shout out to Professor, who's also got some crazy tool that allows you to view the prices in comparison to the rarity of a specific collection. And that's definitely working good for him, I believe. That is in the Discord channel as well, so just keep your eyes peeled for that. Finally, I wanted to give a bit of a shout out to Gene here. If you're not following him already, it's at Gene Lolkamer on Twitter, and he provides, I guess, analytical data on the Songbird network. And here we have a visual representation of the lock-in blocks. So this red line here represents the time which everyone normally expects the earliest lock-in block to occur, but that's not actually a set defined time. It can actually occur a lot lower, as you've seen, you know, 6 times here before in the past 42 epochs. So that's something to take note of and be aware of. I think it's dependent on how fast the Songbird Explorer is creating blocks. So I always do my delegations on Wednesday evening just to make sure, and that way you don't really get any problems. But regardless, if you do miss the lock-in block, it's no big deal, because if you're using, you know, FLR Finance, then it will still be delegated. Maybe that's not the case with Oracle Swap. In fact, I know it's not the case with Oracle Swap, but you will still be earning the Pro tokens anyway. Okay, so I guess that about wraps it up for this week. You may have noticed some changes to the structure of this live stream, but we're going to talk about this and everything that's gone on this week over in the Flare community Discord. And if you are a member, you're going to get access to this members stage here, which is obviously exclusive for members. And every week we do a little chinwag, little talk about things that are going on, and maybe not even necessarily with the Songbird and Flare network. It's just a bit of a free-for-all, a bit of a chance for me to really engage with you guys. And we do the members one here at this time, straight after the stream on Mondays. But every Thursday as well, at the same time, we also do the community one where everyone's welcome. So, yeah, with that being said, hopefully I'll see all the members here. And if not, I'll see you in the next one. I'm out. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'm out.
We have liftoff.